I didn't hear anything you said earlier.
Oh yeah, I said. I mean, do you want to take a look at the list now? Because I'm probably not gonna start trading until 10:30 anyways. But we can also do after if you
Okay,
want.
yeah. Yeah, we can do a quick look now. This will be short, it's just two. Okay, so first is SE. I think you may have heard of it. I think some people, it's kind of a it used to be a popular retail stock.
Okay. Um,
Okay, so yeah, so this is an e-commerce company. They focus on it's like Amazon, right? But for Southeast Asia and Brazil and India. So nothing cross-border, it's all domestic. Um, so it's not going to be exposed to like Shen or Timu or whatever that is expanding cross-border.
mhm.
Um, I'll have to do some digging just to make sure if like I'm sure that there is like exports from China into those countries, but that's not really the issue right now, unless we get to like a real protectionist regime. But they have no U.S. exposure. Um, so I think obviously the risk maybe is like with Indonesia. I don't think Indonesia had a huge tariff, but like say it hits that country a little bit, slows down growth, and obviously that would impact consumer spending. Um, but overall, like this company was already oh so I own a little bit of this. That's the reason why, just full disclosure, but that's the reason why I've been looking at it. But it was already getting like they did some investments, they were getting more profitable. So they were doing well. And especially after 2023, when all the tech companies were forced to become more profitable, they successfully did that. They have like a payments thing. They also even do some investing. So it's like a high quality sort of e-commerce company run by a guy who, and it's also invested by Tencent. And so I think that it's a good operator, Singapore based. It gets thrown out with Chinese companies. And I think it's just getting thrown out just overall as like a high beta type of thing. Um, yeah, so I'd be curious what you think from a technical perspective. Options thing is not super well traded. It's
Yeah,
not
that
the
was the first thing
easy.
I checked. There's,
Yeah,
it's extremely dead. So for an option swing, this wouldn't work. But for an investing standpoint, so I mean, it's pretty volatile right now. Like it already moved up 5%. So for something like this, we can just buy the underlying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. This would be like the buy. There's a lot of buy the dip type of underlying for just good quality companies, I would say,
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
But then my only question is like, not question for you, but like question I'm thinking is like, okay, are we in a like a bear market, right? Or is this just a really steep correction? Because if it's a steep correction, it could start like we were talking about, like sort of slowly getting in.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, remember the goal is gonna be like about 2% a day. So based on technicals, I actually do this like I like this here. And if you think the
yeah,
fundamentals are solid for now, like even if
yeah,
we get a 5% move, like this would be enough, to close like the next day or a week.
okay, yeah. I would put this as probably pretty solid fundamentals. The only reason it's being sold off is just from the beta, right? The market being sold off. So I would, um, yeah. So this would just be like a buy the dip sort of underlying.
Okay, but all right, I'll take a look at this like probably around lunch because it already moved up 5% on a day.
Yeah,
But let me
no,
add that
let's
to
do
the list.
that. Yeah, I'll make a note. I'll take a note too. I'll make a transaction on that. So this would not be good for options, right? Because it's just too
It's
volatile.
dead. There's nothing.
Yeah, it's too dead. Yeah,
Even today, the volume like I think like looks like 30 total.
yeah. So okay, so that's stock one. You can do stock two if you want.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, but on technicals real quick, I mean the daily is at a good support, and we
Yeah.
had a gap back of November that we're basically around. Doesn't necessarily mean we
Uh,
have to hit it, but we're around that support. And then historically speaking, anytime we get a day like this and it runs up, it actually does follow up like 10-15% the next 2 weeks. So I do like this from here, but I already moved up 5%. I'm gonna give this a few hours and I'll come back to it.
yeah, like a dip. This would be a good one to start buying a dip.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, so okay. OTC. It's probably not going to work for options, same thing. But OTC would be, what's the ticker? It's RNMBY. That's the OTC, that's the US listed.
Sorry, what is it? RN?
RNMBY. So it's Rheinmetall.
Okay. Yeah. From volume, I already know the options are not gonna be good because even the daily volume is pretty low.
Yeah, I mean, this one shouldn't have much volume because it's the RNMBY would be the US one. But yeah, it's the biggest European defense contractor, right? Stocks run up a lot. Clearly, it's 45p, so it's like pricing in a lot. Um, but but I think yeah, this one is like this is just sort of like on a okay, gotta this is on my list of like okay, gotta look into it more. But they're already guiding for like a 40% growth in their sales for the current one. They have like I think what was it like it was like 20 it was like 40 billion in backlog, something like that, something crazy, and they're a 20 billion revenue company.
Hmm.
Um and I think one thing Europe has been pretty clear from both the policy standpoint and just from what's going on right now is they're like, okay, we need to ramp up our military spending. Like Germany has signaled they are going to go into deficit spending to spend on military. Like Sweden is doing the same. Like a lot of these European companies, like we need to build up our military, especially with the U.S. coming out of NATO. So, um, so there's most, and you're seeing in the sales. So it's not like it's a guess, but there's a big drive of spending in military from Europe, and that obviously should probably go on for at least 1 or 2 years. And that'll goes. This is the biggest defense contractor in Germany, so nothing exposed to tariffs. They have a little bit in the U.S. when they sell some automotive stuff, but that's within the U.S., I believe. So that's just like something like okay on the list to take a look at. Another kind of buy the dip thing.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Right now, the technicals are a little bit interesting. I personally want to buy today, and then I want to see how it
Yeah,
reacts around 260, potentially like tomorrow or Wednesday.
yeah,
Because we had a massive red candle Friday, and right now it's like
yeah,
on the 50% retracement level. So I would give this a
yeah.
day or two to see where to scale in.
Yeah, this one because it's like it's a DAX stock, so German stock. So I would kind of approach the same way. I would kind of want the DAX to kind of come down a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
but this
Like,
this looks like it moves a lot as well, and it doesn't even have options.
yeah,
But we can
but it
still
moves a lot.
capture like a 5-10%
Trade
move
it.
with this too.
Okay. So this is more trading, but we can probably trade it a little bit, do some digging.
Yeah. So
Uh,
you mentioned this the U.S. ticker, right? What would the other one be?
the German one. So yeah, so if we can get German options, it would be listed on the DAX would be RHM.
Is that something we can look at? RHM. RHM,
If you
right?
have Yeah, if you have access to the extra, I guess extra
No.
is XETRA. That's I think I'm assuming that's a German
Yeah,
stock
it didn't
exchange or
it didn't
something.
load up for me, so probably not.
Okay. I could probably check on my interactive brokers. But yeah, it's just something I've been looking at because I think European stocks are doing quite well. Well, I think not anymore, but they were. But I think it's just like there's a couple UK defense companies that have done really well. I think those are the companies that are moving the markets for Europe. So yeah, that's something to take a look at. Nothing to do.
Okay.
Just because, yeah. So from your perspective, we probably wanted to dip a little bit more, right? Or but but it looks like a good trading one.
Yeah, no, I added it. But like I said, I want to see potentially tomorrow and then Wednesday see what happens.
Okay.
Because right now I don't think it's a good entry.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then like beyond that, it's just when things are just getting thrown out. I mean, there's just like these are just companies that I think are really good, like MSCI. I mean, you probably heard of that. I speak about that a lot, but that is just getting thrown out, that I would consider that a good long-term investment.
Sorry, what was it? MSCI, right?
Yeah, so 3 is MSCI, so MSCI and DW TradeWeb, and the third one is FICO, FICO, all financial companies that are high quality. Oh shit.
MSCI is not too bad, but looking at the weekly, this is probably an area that's going to consolidate for potentially a week or two.
Yeah, that one you don't need to rush in because that one's exposed to equity markets. So if equity markets are down, it's going to have a hit. But this one is more like if we do get in a bear market, just wait till the bear market recovers and then buy MSCI.
Okay. All right, let me note that.
It'll be like slower. So market goes down, MSCI will go down with it, but because there's a lag, so once the market starts recovering, then it's like okay, great time.
All right, DW.
No, environmental, I wouldn't consider chasing because the only chasing would be is if they actually don't meet their guidance. So their guidance is for is it 40% or 20? It was between 20 and 40% in sales, right? So so like you're saying, right, it's been up. So there was a revaluation in the multiple for the growth and then the actual growth itself because they grew was it 20%? Let me just pull up the presentation again. Let's see. Yeah, so backlog is up 44% for from 2024 to 2023. Guidance, let's see. So their sales were up 36%, earnings per share were up 40%. So just from the earnings alone, the company has increased its value 40%. The outlook is for 2025 to be growing 35 to 40%, right? So just with those two things, even if the multiple doesn't change, that's the increase in the value of the company. So it's not really chasing. Chasing happens when you buy a stock that has nothing. It's just pure speculation. Okay, yeah. So going back, yes, it was MSCI. So that's wait till uh wait till markets kind of stabilize. That would be a good one. And then TradeWeb. TradeWeb is just a good company. TradeWeb is like a really solid company. It's just extremely expensive. They do electronic trading of interest rates. They're a leader. They're expanding into credit, purely electronic trading. They set up marketplaces. It's a really good space because it's like they have relationships with dealers. Business is just driven by trading volumes. So as long as trading volumes are going up with bond trading and credit trading, which they are, as long as those markets are expanding, then they collect the fees, offset, of course, by the fact that they're electronic trading, so the price goes down. But they're the leader, really great financials. They're run by financial people, so everything looks good on the financial perspective. Should be targeting if you're investing in this without, if the multiple doesn't change, at least a 15% type of return, 15, 20% type of return. Probably 15, just from the return on capital. That's ticker TW.
Oh, you said TW.
Yeah, TradeWeb.
I see. Okay.
So, 37 times multiple is kind of expensive, but I think it's a little bit warranted just because it's like very stable, very good capital. They have too much cash, honestly. Too much cash is good as a good thing. So this one I would consider just buying on a dip. But again, it's a capital markets thing. So if we get into a bear market, it'd probably just go down with the market.
Yeah, I'm like 50 on 50-50 with this one.
Yeah.
Actually, that was probably the worst week they had in like 3 years. Last week.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
more just like steady upwards. Yeah, so like in 2022, you can see that this just went down with the market. And so that was a nice time to buy once the market stabilized. So it's very beta, as they say, like a beta stock. High beta just means it's has a correlation to the market. So what do you think of that one?
From technicals, I would probably wait.
Oh wait, yeah, yeah. This one I wasn't. This is just like I think it's just a quality company. So whenever this market starts dipping, I'm like, okay, what are the quality companies that probably potentially buy? That that would probably wait.
Yeah, even like it has a little bit of options, but also the spread is massive. Let's see.
Okay, yeah, probably no options.
Let's see the 130. Yeah, no, volume's
Oh
actually
yeah,
pretty
no
low.
volume.
But let's take a look at
Oh,
this
there's
one.
some volume in the money options.
No,
No, am I looking at it wrong? 140,
because
150.
you ideally, I would aim for at least 2 to 300 volume, like taken already. So this one, for example,
Yeah,
let's take a look at this one. 145 calls, but this one
yeah. It says
expires this week.
904.
That's very
Oh, but
risky.
this, yeah, got it. Yeah, this would just be pure trading.
Yeah, and also look, there's no bids. No one's buying this right now.
Right.
But this one, since it's relatively not too expensive, I can still see like a 3 to 5% move just buying the underlying stock. So this wouldn't be bad. Just trading, the stock itself.
Yeah. Okay. That Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
but
can see this would be the type of company that an institution would be like, let's start buying some of this because it's a good quality company. But okay, so you think underlying can trade this, not this options.
yeah, I mean, it seems like so
Okay.
far the whole list is underlying, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm still needing to do more digging to start looking more. Oh, maybe this next one maybe is potentially more options friendly. So FICO.
I think I already checked it. No.
Oh, you checked it? This one's just gonna keep going down for a while just because it's so expensive. But this is a very, very good quality company. Very, very good quality company.
Okay.
Like they own the FICO credit score.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, no option volume. Yeah, no one's trading this options. But yeah, they own the FICO credit score, which is basically every transaction that requires lending from a consumer spending has to get a credit score. And then they did this thing that no one noticed for a long time was they were like, we have this great algorithm for making decisions. Let's make software for businesses to make decisions, offer our proprietary sort of decision making math. And they did, and it turned into a new software business. And that's why their growth is so good and their margins are amazing. They started a software company that is enterprise focused. I think it's recurring. Pretty sure it's recurring. Great margins, great cash flow. Yeah, it's a very very high quality company. The only problem with it is it's just very expensive. It's valued for that. It's 54 times PE.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is something if I can see it get down I don't know, maybe like 35, like that would not be a bad, that would be a pretty solid price, 35 PE.
Okay. I need to start monitoring the PE because I don't really check that.
Yeah, it's just a valuation thing. What do you think of this one?
Based on technicals, I don't really like it.
Yeah, don't really like it. Yeah, it's just selling off, right? It's like,
Yeah, I mean, I would give this at least a week just because to see what we're doing right now. Because right now we're
yeah,
breaking, oops, looks we're breaking early February's lows. So
yeah.
if this end up reversing, then this would have been like buy the dip, I guess, for the institutions. But I can't tell that yet because I have to see some type of confirmation. And right now, we just got a massive bounce, but this doesn't really mean anything until we come back and retest this area.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Hey, I would do this a few days, maybe even till next week. Then, based on
Hmm.
the price action we got, we can see.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because a lot of these are kind of dependent. These last three are kind of dependent on what the market's like. Are we in bear market or buying market?
Okay.
First two maybe can trade, but both underlying. Nothing options yet, I guess.
Well, I mean, if the market stays volatile like this, I mean, there's gonna be a lot we can just focus on underlying. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we agreed on a 2% daily goal, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so like 2%, you can even hit that with just underlying. You don't even need options for that. So
Yeah.
these would be fine.
Okay. I saw someone ask about SPGI. Yeah, SPGI is a great quality company. This is like your buy and hold. Just buy it when it goes down and it's cheaper, you know? This would I would consider the same bucket. I normally don't look at it too much just because it doesn't grow that much, but this is an excellent company. You know, they have indexes, they do credit ratings, they have a financial data product. Very solid. Should grow at like 10-15% pretty regularly. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Can we trade that one? SPGI? That is a really good company.
No volume for options at
No
least.
volume.
But let's see. Oh, hey, you can still get like 2 to 5% with this with the underlying stock.
Okay.
I mean, it depends
Yeah, because
how
this
long you
one,
hold it, right? If we're just gonna like do something very short term, like a week, you can still get a 2%
yeah.
move. But if you do longer, I can see like 5 10% as well.
Yeah, this is more longer term type of thing.
You want me to add this to the list?
Yeah, it's not the list. I would imagine. So this one, it's like because they're driven by credit issuance. Credit when markets are volatile, it'll be a little bit of a dip. But then, you know, if credit issuance comes down, then that's sort of the setup. Like, okay, when we're just waiting for credit to recover, that's a good time to start buying. And then once we get signs of credit recovery, that should push the stock up a little bit.
Okay.
So put on the list too. Potentially buy underlying, trade underlying. Woof.
So just curious. So like, I guess days like this, we're maybe waiting for the PE to go down or just entries.
Yeah,
Do you,
yeah.
by any chance, short like related companies or no? You just patiently wait.
Do I short relate? Yeah, I mean, I guess I probably could. That would be the ideal thing to do.
Because like I mentioned, if
Uh,
we're truly in a bear market too, like I feel like just spending a whole week waiting on an entry, we may be
yeah,
like just losing on time in trades. So,
yeah. Oh, so like, are we gonna do anything with the underlying?
oh no, not necessarily underlying. Like you know how there's competitors, so maybe they're not as
Uh-huh.
good as let's say like a FICO, right? Let's say they have a competitor, but they're
Yeah.
not as good. You want to buy a FICO long term, but the competitor you don't care for, would you short them instead?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be yeah. You can do that. For those, you could short the asset managers, but they're trying to recover. Like, I don't know. You could short like a Ben, you know, piece of shit asset manager, but they I don't really do it just because so Ben would be like the company is not doing well. So Ben would be like a B it's ticker BEN asset manager. This would be like the offset to an MSCI. So MSCI is on index. This is an active manager. They're having outflows. So you could just keep shorting these as on spikes.
Oh, interesting. Are these guys like?
Yeah, like Ben, Invesco, that's IVZ. All these like kind of old school mutual funds. They just are not. They're facing such a tough business environment.
Okay, Ben is about to hit like all time lows.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah, but that's the reason why I like sometimes I don't really do it because they just need to do a little recovery and they can get a nice bounce.
Okay.
But actually, let me put that on a list like off shorts. So that would be Ben and IBC. Yeah, and if you want to do shorts, I mean, that's like sort of the stuff we talked about before. I mean, the thing is the opportunity time is a little bit lower, right? Because um, you know, stuff like Mattel, toy company, MAT, or Estee Lauder, EL, all stuff that does consumer stuff that's selling into the US and makes stuff outside. Those are all going to go down. I mean, they have gone down, so that's the only reason why I'm like, I mean, just from my personal, I shorted a few of these, but I should have shorted more of them. Or like Yeti, YETI.
Oh, nice. Yeah, thanks for calling out FOMC, but it's yellow folder news, so I don't know how reactive the market is going to be.
Oh yeah.
That's at 10:30. Okay.
Oh yeah. See what they're gonna do.
Okay. Do you want to go over anything like later today, or you think you're good for now?
Yeah, I'll gonna take a look at some stuff. I'll take a look at this AIT. Thanks for the call out. I haven't heard of it, but I'll take a look at it. Trading companies. Sounds interesting. Yeah, there's some stuff that I want to take a look at.
Okay. If you want to
Oh
hop on.
yeah, and like gold is always great, right? So that's the long-term thing. So it looks like it's correcting a little bit.
Wait, what was the ticker for that? I thought it was GLT.
GLD.
Oh, I didn't load for a second. Okay. Hey, look at that. Gold has options.
Yeah.
Wow, this is actually pretty volatile too. I like this.
Good trader, right? So I mean, I think it's pretty clear it's a long bias, like from both the technical perspective and a fundamental perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to do some work to figure out what's the right find like end price, right? When's it gonna not go down anymore? But oh my gosh, this thing is like everyone in the world is potentially gonna buy gold because central banks are buying, India is buying, Chinese people are buying. Like it's because like anyone who wants to diversify from the dollar, you buy gold.
Yeah. The Qs are stripped like 2.5% in 2 minutes. Is there any like news or tweets that just came out?
Oh wow, let's take a look. Oh, market's rebounding. Let's see. I'm gonna pop over to. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing with this kind of setup, right? I don't think that, just my view, I don't think this is going to create a serious recession for the US. I don't think it's going to make these tech companies go like really get impacted that much. So
Sorry.
even though everything that I'm mentioning is like kind of avoiding US stuff, but from a long term, I don't know if these are really like they're going to be impacted that much.
Okay. Jesus, man. We just got like a weekly move in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a pretty serious bump.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, is there rumors of 90-day tariff pause? Oh, that would do it.
That's actually insane. If you could have bought like the 420. Actually, someone did call out 420 calls here. I wonder if he took it. Where was that? 420 calls just went up like 200%. Or sorry. Um,
Oh
400%.
wow. No, that's what it is. 90-day pause. Wow. Whoa, market is rebounding hard.
It's because they heard us about talking about long-term investment. They're like, oh, we gotta pump it before they buy in.
Bump it. Bump it. So what would you do in this type of situation? You're gonna just buy it?
Oh no, no.
Go
I have
long?
if this ever like in the past, I feel like I would just got burned chasing the top. I would wait some type of
Try to chase
retracement
it.
and then I would just scale in with small positions.
Yeah. VIX
Um,
is not really going down though.
I mean, since it's a rumor, like how would you react to your long term plays? Because some of them are probably all bouncing right now. Would you be getting out or just let them run?
I don't really do anything on rumors.
Okay, yeah, because
I,
everything's ripping right
I don't
now.
think yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing to do for investing any long-term holdings.
Damn. Yeah, like today, if I play anything, just looking at this, I literally would start with like 1 or 2 contracts max.
Yeah,
There's
just to be safe.
yeah.
That's a serious rip right now, 3%.
I don't know, man. Like that daily is crazy. Like the market's only been open for like 46 minutes, and this has been the biggest candle we've got, like honestly, this whole year. The first 46 minutes of the market open. Wow. 440 calls were 5 cents. Now they're over $7. Can't even chart this, man. This looks weird. Yeah, so if I were to play this, I literally just go based on retracements. I'm not gonna draw them out, but this 5 minute candle has this fair value gap from like 419 all the way to 433. So the issue with this is it's massive. If we do come back, are we just gonna tap in and then reverse, or are we gonna go down all the way to 50%, or even retrace the whole move? I mean, I doubt we're gonna retrace the whole move if I don't know if the news or rumors, I guess, is good. There's no reason to retrace this. Fixed stream. What's wrong with the stream?
And now this is sort of, we just have one rumor. It's really tricky.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is if he's gonna just change it because the stock market's gonna. I mean, it's also just a 90-day pause, right?
Yeah, but I mean, 9 days, a lot can happen. Can
Yeah, I
someone
mean, it's a good thing for the companies.
link the tweet or wherever the rumor came from? Yeah, and like you said, rumors is tricky. I mean, who knows what's gonna come out? I guess even the next day or even the next hour.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess if you're shorting, this would be an opportunity to like, let's short some more.
Would you? I feel like that's risky, man. I don't know. That's scary. I usually
Yeah, no, it'd be risky. I mean, it would be like shorting more of like some retail company that's not going to do well, even irrespective of tariffs or something. But yeah, I don't know if I'd really want to. try to do anything like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a look. I could. Yeah, but you see, like, okay, like, so a Mattel is only being pumped up like 1%, so it's not that much.
Yeah, I mean, in 5 minutes though.
In 5 minutes, though, yeah. But yeah, I mean, to your point, like, okay, so if a company is gonna have these tariffs and they're gonna get hit on their margins, like, they'll go down 10, 20%, but I don't know if the business is gonna go down more than that. Maybe the ones that are gonna go bankrupt. That's what it. Whoa, nice rebound. But the thing is, the VIX is going up too, right? It's still 41, so we're just very volatile.
I mean, we also just retraced $10 in like 3 minutes. This is insane.
Kind of like 2020.
Yeah, I actually traded futures in my personal account for like the first time in like 2 years because usually you just use prop firms. And I think I was trading maybe like around 9 or 10 before I went to bed, and that was like the
Yeah.
craziest action I've seen like my whole career trading futures, like overnight.
Yeah, like these past few days
No,
or
just just
overnight.
just yeah, yesterday night. I've never seen the market like that.
Yeah.
I should take a look. Even the volume, that's insane. I traded like around here, I think. We had a 500 move, a $500 point move on NQ in like 2 hours.
It's crazy.
That was the Asia session. Yeah, I've never seen overnight.
That's crazy. I think in my trading account, I got called out. Okay, so I need to remember my own lessons, but this is a lesson: don't use too much leverage. Overall, I sometimes use too much leverage,
What
and then I get
happened?
closed out. I think I had some futures. I had gold futures and Hang Seng futures, and looks like they were closed out. They must have dipped too much. But then, that's like a locked-in loss.
Were you holding overnight?
Yeah. I always hold everything for the night.
Oh, damn.
I'm like a crazy gunslinger, but this is why I need to manage risk better. Oh man. Yeah, I need to do some work on figuring out some good futures combinations because I don't know, when you have a nice from I don't know, from my experience, when I've had like a good offset of risks, then get the leverage, but without so much risk. Like stock and bond combination, it's usually pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, with futures, you don't even have to leverage that much. Like even micros yesterday, you could have easily made hundreds to even a few grand if you were trading the whole night. Like there's literally no
Yeah,
reason to use minis, especially like in days like this.
no, I was using micros, but I had like gold and Hang Seng. Um,
Okay.
it was just a lot on this one account.
Yeah.
It's okay, I'll figure it out.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, that might be better. I mean, I guess I try to set up things that let me be lazy. So if I can offset the volatility with another hedge, then I can just hold them. But sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't even like this anymore. We're about to retrace the whole pump.
Oh, we're going right back down.
Yeah,
Shit.
we just retraced
This is where like
$20.
if you're like a on a trading desk, you'd be like short back and forth shorting after rumors.
Yeah, the issue with this too, because like I even if I started scaling in a small size, if I would have got one contract here and like slowly start scaling in, like I would still be down. That's why I don't know. This is iffy. I don't like trading based on market or rumors or news.
Yeah, this is why the 48 is the fuck bucket. 48 VIX.
That is nuts. I mean, that wick, we did take out like literally all the liquidity from Friday.
That's
Anyone,
crazy. It went.
anyone that had stops here just got stopped out for any stop order they had on Friday.
Yeah. Is this one of those things that you would say this is where the algo is just like pumping and then getting everyone buying and then bumping on them? So just like sweeping all the orders?
I mean, potentially, but I mean, if it was based also on rumors, it could be a different story too. I don't know.
Or just if you just yeah, it's just a bunch of like people jumping
Because
on
a lot of volume did
and then
come
the
in
algo
too.
pushing it up.
So I mean, the growth, I mean, the push seemed organic, not organic, but the volume matched the pump.
Yeah.
So
Maybe like a big institution just put in a big order to like let's allocate some right now. And they just didn't execute it very well.
yeah, I mean, they could have got like shorted on that 5 minute because that 5 minute swept all the wicks from the hourly from Friday. So who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, who knows?
All right, I mean,
I mean, yeah,
it's
you remember, I think I remember one time there was you remember that flash crash? I think this was like in 2013 or 14. I guess this is when electronic trading was a little bit early, but
I
like it
I,
was
wa-
just
I,
one asset management firm. Yeah.
I was in high school. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, but this is when I was just starting out covering markets. But the flash crash was caused by it was like this small U.S. based firm, small asset management firm. I don't know, a couple hundred million. But then they bought some futures positions, like S&P futures, just to I guess um just to probably allocate some exposure. But the guy just someone fat fingered and put in an order for 1 billion in notional, and then that just caused like a crash somehow. Was it a sell? Yeah, maybe it was a sell. So maybe it was the opposite.
I mean, I've seen that like 2 or 3 times when I was trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think back in 2017, 2018.
Uh-huh.
Because a lot of exchanges back then, they had like a huge amount of margin. Like there was Bybit, BitMEX, and other exchanges that offered 100x leverage.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that was using high leverage and, someone like fat fingered or pushed the market down aggressively, all those orders
Yeah.
would get liquidated in like, in a matter of seconds. And I remember Ethereum
Yeah.
one time like crashed all the way down to like 3 cents when it was like I think like 2 grand.
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So when you have these electronic things, I think it's better now, but when you have these electronic things, you can just like yeah, it's just crazy.
All right. Well, just letting you guys know today, I have 6,300 on the 1K. Today's pretty volatile, so I'm gonna aim for 3 or 4 trades. So 25 to 33% of my capital in each trade, and I'll be scaling in too.
Mm. I'm probably just gonna reduce risk on my stuff just because I have too much stuff in this small account.
I mean, I'm honestly leading bearish now too, because if this 30-minute candle closes like this, look at this massive wick we just formed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's really tricky right now because if we get into a bear market, then we want to just generally be leaning bias towards selling. But I don't know. It's kind of hard, right? It's only been a few days.
Also, I've never seen IV this high either. 160% on Qs.
Yeah, we're at 48 VIX.
Oh my god. Dude, it's high even all the way up till Friday. That's crazy. Yep, there's a full retracement.
Crazy.
Dude, if this 3-minute candle closes, which is it's about to in like 20 seconds, I wouldn't be surprised for us to go back down to like 412, 410 at this point.
Yeah,
Because
how would you trade Nvidia? So if someone's trading Nvidia right now.
one second, let me just mark this out.
Oh, sorry.
So what I see in the queues now is the first 10 minutes open. We took out liquidity here and retested this 5-minute push. And then we had this 5-minute market structure shift. So this could have been, a good opportunity actually to buy, but I wasn't paying attention because Henry and I were just talking about long term. And then we had a fair value gap created from 412 all the way to 409.3. So this could be an area to re-enter to scale in. And then my last scale in would be at the retest of this market structure shift, like around 407. But if we get there, like that's already a 4 point move. So the issue with that is with options, even if you buy one contract and start scaling in, you're gonna be down a still good like 20-30%. So I'm gonna wait until we get to this area rather than like just buying as soon as we hit that fair value gap. Do you guys want me to draw it out? Dude, I haven't charted on Thinkorswim in a long time, so move.
Ugh.
I don't even know how to adjust this. Whatever. I've been using TradingView for like the last 5 years. But yeah, can you guys see that? So this 5-minute was a market structure shift after we took some liquidity. So you could have market bought here, but obviously this was not expected. But once again, any like 5, 10, 20, 30% move you get, you should just take. What about Nvidia?
Oh, how would you trade it right now? What would you think? My only thing I was thinking is like potentially just like I was saying before, just probably more of a downward bias,
Yeah,
but as
so
from an
I
investing
usually,
standpoint, it's very tricky.
yeah, I usually start in the long term. So I mean, this weekly just opened an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so on a weekly standpoint, I'd be like, I'm going to wait for the weekly closure. But I mean, that's kind of stupid because that's not until Friday. But for example, let's say the weekly closed where we're at right now. This wouldn't be too bad because we swept the liquidity back from 8.5 of last year. And now we're holding above that closure. But once again, like there's so much time for things to happen. And then on the daily, same concept in the daily or at the weekly, we swept that day we had an A5, and now we're closing above that candle open. But once again, there's still 7 hours left, so I wouldn't look into that for a day trade. Are you guys fine with me charting on Thinkorswim, or should I switch back to TradingView? TradingView, really? TV is frozen.
Too many people.
TV is lagging. Okay. Maybe today I'll just stick to Thinkorswim and I'll go back to TV tomorrow. Yeah, TradingView so far is not or Thinkorswim's not lagging today. So Nvidia was a little bit difficult in during the market open. It wasn't as clear as Q.
Yeah.
But once again, you also like you can also mark out like you can mark out areas if you want for potential sweeps or people have stops. So usually a sweep is where majority of retail traders have their stops, right? So you can mark either the bottom of these wicks or good support areas, right? And then once we sweep this level, you don't know if it's sweep yet until we get this market structure shift. So that's why I always say you have to wait instead of market buying at the open. But once this 5-minute candle closed above, all these areas that potentially traders got stopped out of, this could be a good potential, to start a small entry. You can either market buy or try to capture an entry as a limit order. And then your next execution or exit can be above the pre-market highs. And then if you're holding this long term, I would target it like Friday's high because if you want a daily, usually daily it's
It's like
good
a 90,
100.
95, 100.
Yeah,
Okay. That
but
makes sense from a fundamental standpoint too.
I mean, we only got like a $5 push because of that rumor, so I would have closed a lot earlier than that. But if I was swinging this, I would usually just target the next daily's high or low. So I'm mainly focused on Qs for today.
Okay. Yeah, from like a long-term perspective, if the company's going to continue growing around like that 90, 100 level is like not a bad price, but it's just so tricky right now.
Yeah, but I mean, if it moved like 5% on one day, I don't understand why people would hold that. Like
Yeah, it's too
that's
volatile.
not even talking about like options. That's just the underlying.
Yeah.
Like if I saw it in my long term portfolio, I would have sold instantly. 5% one day.
Mm. Yeah, it's definitely in the period of the the cyclical potentially decline. It's either going to be this. My guess is this sort of range of this 100, 140. If we're not at the peak of the cycle, if not, then it's just going to go down to some point until the actual market, like the actual underlying business.
Looks like it was fake news. Dude, if that's crazy. That's actually insane. So the way I actually would have reacted to this, right? If I knew this was rumors and I'm not holding anything in my long term, but let's say I was down like 5-10%, I would have used this opportunity to actually get out.
Right. Good sort of exit liquidity.
Yeah, I'm assuming maybe they pumped that. Maybe they pumped that for institutions to get out. Who knows?
Oh my God. Yeah, maybe someone just releases a rumor and then a couple guys like, all right, time to get out. Trying to remember I remember there's one of the guys from Fidelity, was it Anthony Bolton? He had some tips on what to do during bear markets or when the markets decline. I don't remember. I think I wrote it somewhere, but it was like you use it as an opportunity if you have a long-term holding just to review your investments, and you can use it as a time to just find the ones that you like, see which ones you don't like that much anymore, and just use it as an opportunity to kind of rebalance your portfolio.
Oh, this is an hourly too. My bad. It's supposed to be a 30-minute. So this retraced the whole move. I personally would like to try like go one contract long. But let me see how this candle closes first. Oh, and it closed below.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll wait for the 5-minute closure. On future, just how I would have taken this. If we would have got this whole retracement, any wick that would have came just near that bottom of that push, I would have grabbed along. But if we get a closure below, I mean this is only 1 minute, so not the best time for to be looking at. But if this 5-minute candle closes below that original push, then it seems like the market just wants to continue further down. And then we have this fair value gap here. So I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes for this to close.
All right, I'm probably gonna I'll probably bounce. Let you do your trading. Don't distract you with the investing.
Okay, you're good.
If there's any questions, I'll just wait a minute if anyone wants any last words.
Do you need help with like posting or anything?
Hmm.
Do you need help with like posting or anything?
I posted on the Reddit. I
Okay.
already posted on the Reddit. Oh, wait, am I doing a post later tonight? Yeah.
I get maybe. I don't know. You posted like the absolute worst time, I think. What was it like
Yeah, my
9?
bad.
What was it like 8 or 9 a.m.? Who's gonna look at that?
Yeah. Well, well, I guess once we get some, once we decide, yeah. So I'm gonna focus on looking at some stuff, and once we decide on some stuff, that'll be some more stuff to post, right?
Yeah. Do you want to look for stuff that has more option?
More option related.
Yeah. I can help
Yeah,
you
I'll
look.
look at that.
I'll be like free after
Just
3.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be mindful of the option volume and this stuff. Oh, and yeah, I guess I'm retired from Wall Street. I don't know if I'm retired, but I'm not working on Wall Street anymore. uh, cool.
It's a new era
Good.
now.
New era for me. My YouTube channel's Henry Chen 4. Yeah, I got the white hairs coming. Uh, yeah, I think Robinhood's not Robinhood. I've heard is some people telling me they like it. Some from so I think it's. I'm just taking a quick look. Yeah, it's got good growth. It's profitable. I think retail activity that we're all here is still positive. um, but yeah, maybe I'll put that on the list. Can we trade Robinhood? Is Robinhood a good option one?
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah, I can put that on the list to look at.
Oh yeah, no, Robin is great.
All right, so I'll put that on my list to maybe take a look at.
I mean, what the hell? Implied volatility is like 120% all the way to like 2 months out.
Wow, so that's good for trading then. Oh, but not good for options.
Yeah.
Good for trading underlying.
It's 100% 74 days out. What is this market?
Wow, dude, VIX is now 52.
That's wild.
Uh, but yeah, my YouTube channel is Henry Chen 4, and then my Reddit username is the stupidest username ever. It's empty performance 308. I don't know why.
Wait, is that a default creation it made for you?
It might have been a default creation. Definitely
Yeah.
did not pick that. I'll just type it out. Okay, so Reddit is empty. So dumb.
All right.
Okay. Oh, I can't. I have to wait 20 seconds if I type, huh? Oh, that's cool, I guess.
Oh, I'll put you in slow mode too. I'll remove that later.
Hmm. All right, cool. See you guys.
All right, take care, Henry. We'll talk later.
Cheers. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Oh, what just happened there? Was that a bug? What the fuck is happening? What the hell's going on with 420 calls and Qs? Why is there like a 800% or 80% spread? I actually was looking to scale into this, but what the fuck? It went from $6 to $2 in like 2 seconds. It's doing it again. Look at that. Look at the orders going in. From 118 to 616 in like 1 second. Is that happening in other platforms? Man, that's fucking scary. I was I was gonna start scaling into that. What the? You know what? Let's grab these. Let's see if I can get a $2 fill. Or 169 actually. Can I get a look at these? If I grab these at 169, I'm instantly gonna sell at $6 if it happens again. These are the 420 calls, but I mean it's not supposed to go down that far. This is definitely an issue with something. I don't know if it's gonna happen again, but if I do, that'll be a good move. Oh, I just realized it happened in other stuff too. There's a 415 puts. It also glitched like 100%. Right, I'm gonna keep this resting just in case. But I do like this 5-minute close. But if you do, oh, there we go. It fixed now. $420. No, I wasn't built to buy 169. I just wanted to take advantage if I did get filled, because there were so many orders I saw that were flip-flopping between like 6 to 2 if you look at the time in sales. So I was just gonna take advantage to see if I got filled. Like even some people got filled at 118. I don't know how those orders got executed. So if someone got filled right here and they sold literally a second later, that would have been like 500% move. So I just wanted to see if I would have gotten filled. But that was like my only reasoning. It wasn't really based on technicals. Yeah, I probably won't hit anymore, but I'm just gonna leave my order there for a few more minutes. Yeah, I'm being extremely cautious. I wanted to grab these, but I was worried that would happen again. So I don't want to grab these at 6 when if could have, I don't know, did that dip. I'm back at 2. But yeah, that would have been a quick 20%. I do like this though. I think we can go back to 430. Or at least above these wicks right here. On the 1 minute. Because if you look from like 432 to 427 on the Qs, there's kind of like a void we haven't filled yet. We probably won't hit the whole thing, but maybe we can stop some shorts here. So that was kind of my analysis for that trade. I don't know, man. These are just so expensive, bro. I hate this. No, I mean like analysis for like a trade or a scalp. I'm not predicting like the next 30 minutes hour, but even like a quick 5-10 minute move. Because I mean, if we would have grabbed these around 6, you would have made already 33%. Yeah, you're right. I just gotta get used to that. I mean, that's why I like futures. Like, there's so many trades here I would have taken, but these decay so fast. It's dumb. Not trading is an option too. Yeah, we still got time. After 12, if I'm still streaming, I'll switch to 1 or 2 DT. Actually, let me see the difference in price. 425. Those are $10. Okay. Yeah, I know I can be scalping futures, but I think majority of people want like I wanna focus on the 1K account right now. I've had a scalping webinar like 2 weeks ago, and majority of my first videos on YouTube are all futures. But yeah, I can do some more in the future. Okay, you know what? Let's not do 0 DT anymore. Oh, we just swept those wicks right now in the 1 minute. So if we would have grabbed these, that would have been, honestly, I would probably just exited full here. How do you want to hold runners today? If we would have taken this, but you took nice. Okay, if this 3-minute candle closes like this, I'll focus just on longs. I don't know if we'll get this retracement. Oops. Excuse me. If we get that 30-minute closure in 2 minutes, if we do get a retracement there, I'll look for longs, or even on the 15-minute retracement, like around 421 to like 419-ish, and then I'll be scaling into these too. I'm not gonna. So if I'm gonna take, let's say, a $2,000 position, and it's at $6, that's like 3 entries. So 3 1 contract entries basically. Let's say we take one at $7, one at 6, one at 5, for example. Oh, good point. This one is 0 TT. I might drop this actually. Yeah, let's drop this to 1 TT. Let's do 425 calls. Dude, these are so expensive. You can't even scale into these. These are $1,000, right? Yeah. 425 calls for 1 TT, but they're $1,000 a piece right now. You can't play. I don't know what you want me to do. I mean, the issue is you can obviously choose a different strike. They're much cheaper, but like even like 433 for tomorrow is still 700. Yeah, you can choose out the money. It's just obviously more riskier. Because if this goes back to around 420, I'm technically already choosing something that's $5 out of the money. Like that to me is way out of the money. But I mean, today the movement is massive, so I can still see it obviously hitting pretty short term. What about TQQ? I've never actually traded options on leveraged ETFs. I've just bought the underlying. Also, the market is already extremely volatile. To like be playing TQQ right now is crazy. And options on top of that, like you're choosing a 3x leverage stock on one of the most volatile days we've had in years, and on top of the options. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I mean, So you can I mean, if I call out something, there's many ways to play it. I know some people maybe can't afford obviously $1,000. You can choose a different strike and different expiration, but your obviously risk and reward is just gonna be slightly different. So you have to do, I guess, your own analysis afterwards. Okay, so this is what I see now. So I know I said I would have held these if I would have taken them because I would have just taken my gains. But if you look at the 15-minute, we can probably trace all the way back to this candle now. And then once we get here, see how we react. Either go for high of day or reverse. But I do like the push we're getting in the 15-minute and the 30-minute. Don't like longs here because of that tweet. Okay, well, thanks for mentioning it, but I mean, this I would have been trading this based on technicals, but yeah, thanks for bringing it up. Dude, yeah, like the way you word, the way I was worded, like as soon as I saw that, it looked like it was a scammer. This is my mic low. I reset my PC the other day. I can fix my settings. So how many trades have you guys taken so far? First hour and a half. Look at you guys. You know what? A day like today, I think as soon as I seen this, I probably should have switched to futures. So maybe next time this happens, I'll just scalp futures, and then you can technically play along with the Qs or SPY. You haven't taken trade in like 2 weeks. There's opportunities out there, man. We just gotta be patient. Anyways, I guess I don't know. We can just chill and talk, but that's my analysis for now. Either retrace me here on the 30-minute or on the 15-minute, or if we don't retrace, we're just gonna retrace this 15-minute candle. But right now, I wouldn't touch this because it's in the middle. So NVIDIA actually had that setup. I don't really like in the morning, but this market structure shift formed that fair value gap I mentioned earlier. The only reason I didn't like it because it was so big, but we ended up pre-testing it. It looks like 40 minutes ago. But this is too big for me to take too, because it's like a 4-point fair value gap. You're shorting China-focused ETFs. What's your reasoning behind that? Also, can you mention some of them? Whoa. All right, once we get around 419, or I guess it's a little bit below VWAP, like 50 cents below VWAP, I will scale into one position. On the 425 calls for Qs for tomorrow. So 1 DT, but once we get there. No, I'm not reading your DMs because your profile picture looks like the other person's profile picture, so I keep getting confused. I'll open them right now. You know what, actually, maybe I might play puts. this be like 420 puts. Yeah, lovely. I love how expensive these are. Cool. Dude, how do you even limit into these? Man, the spread is insane. Let's see. I mean, the data today is even whack. I mean, the ask is not even following the bid. I'm doing one contract at 750. There we go. Oh, these are 420 puts for tomorrow. But I'm not doing anything more than one contract to scale in. 750 fill for you? Yikes, why? That's why I get filled at. Why are you saying yikes, man? It's been like 5 seconds. I got filled at 750. But these are extremely expensive, man. Like, I'm gonna put a sell order right now to get ready. I'll adjust this in a second. Oh shit, I just got filled at 9. I wasn't paying attention. Whoops. I closed it at 9. I literally looked away for 1 second. Fuck, man. I was gonna adjust those. I was responding to something and whatever. Well, if you guys still holding those, get out. That's crazy. Was that 50%? Like, I got that 750, went to 12. Whoops. Well, I got a fucking awful fill on that, huh? Did that actually just come out as soon as we took that? That's crazy. Okay, well, that was good timing, huh? Yeah, if you, I don't know if any of you guys read my future notes, but I used to put limit orders on retracements, but I stopped doing that because of shit like this. But that 30-minute retracement is usually where I would long. But instead of putting a limit order, I would want to wait to see what price does when we get there. And thank God I didn't, or I stopped doing that. Because, you know, we have some like unexpected news or something happen, I would have gotten stuck. Yeah, but this is not fully bearish yet. I want to see. I mean, look at this 30-minute candle. We still got 14 minutes. I want to see how it closes. Yeah, if you guys got on these, just get out, man. These are up like 50%. 650 Australian dollars. What is that? I don't know what the currency ratio is to USD. How much should I make on that? I made 150. Yahoo! Yeah, who's the guy that said 750? Yikes, huh? I'm gonna ban you. Who said that? Oh, you guys did 0 DTE? What was the difference like? Oh, wait, it was this one. Oh, damn, these went from like 4 to 9. That's crazy. No, I only did one contract. I mean, usually I would have done more, but with the premiums and everything, and the bid and ask is not following properly. It's too choppy. Even now, this is not normal behavior. So I said I'm gonna do 25 to 33% of my capital, so that would have been like $2,000. That was only 750, so I could have done two, but in case this went to 6, I was gonna add more. We're at the casino right now. Who is we, man? Just you. I'm chilling. Someone should build a bot. Anytime those that Bloomberg and like Trump tweets, based on the reactions, instantly like short or buy. I'm pretty sure those exist, but we should do one for the server. Are you requesting? Maybe, man. It'll be fun to play around, but like I wouldn't take it seriously. You know, like for example, this guy, because I've known him for years. I just don't really follow him because he tweets too much. But if there's ever like, where's that rumor one that you made? I don't know. For example, when you ever made that tweet about the rumors, based on the sentiment, like we can use like ChatGPT to um, recognize if it's bullish or not, and then link it to an API to buy calls or puts on queues. Is it looking bullish off the 15-minute fair value gap? Oh, I just realized I had that marked. It could be. We definitely are bouncing off of it. Actually, I should probably mark that out. Dude, I don't even know how to adjust these. It's so embarrassing. I haven't charted on Thinkorswim in, I think, since like 2017. Oh, there we go. But yeah, that would be the 50-minute fair value gap. I'm charting on Thinkorswim because I kind of got tired of switching back and forth. It was just too much. So, but if this doesn't work out, like I mean, I don't like this platform for charting. I definitely love TradingView a lot more. But coincidentally, I mean, TradingView's not working today anyways. Before you take another trade, Trump is threatening us. I mean, if I do look for another trade, I'm just gonna wait for this 30 minutes to close. 7 more minutes. No, I'll look for one trade. That was really small. Well, actually, I probably would have been done if I had that stupid limit order. Like, usually I do that. I just put a limit order on top, and then I'll come back to it and adjust it. And next thing I knew, I just heard a fucking notification that went off or it sold. I didn't have time to change it. Because I think my daily goal now is like around $400 for the 1K, or that's how much I'm expected to make. So that would have been $400 for me. Then I could have been done, but it's okay. No, that wasn't market order. Usually, as soon as I enter a trade, I put a sell limit so I don't forget if I get distracted. So I put a sell limit at 9, and then looked at my other monitor, and it got filled like 30 seconds later. But I would have adjusted this based on where was that at? It's 11:13. So that was 1424. I mean, I probably would have got like around this red line I had marked. That was a 30-minute retest. So I think that would have been. That probably would have been like 1150 plus. %, if you full ported. You're gonna start getting muted for that. No more full porting allowed. Like I know it's all jokes and whatnot, but it's affecting myself and everyone on the server and how to trade. So no more of that. Yeah, it's all jokes until someone does on their 401k and then messages me like, should I get out? You would be surprised how many people actually do that. Actually, my dad was telling me just to start trading my 401k instead. I'm like, man, what's happening to everyone? Everyone's so concerned about taxes. Who cares, man? Bum, 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 bum. I personally want to do calls anymore. Look how this 3-minute candle closed. I That was not a good candle. So earlier when this candle and this 15-minute what was it? 10:30 when this candle closed, I was bullish because of it, and I was expecting us just to retrace to the previous open, but we closed way below it. So now my sentiment short term has switched. But let's see how far we can retrace this to. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Or am I just yapping? Maybe honestly I kinda like 421 because 421 or maybe like 421 point like 3-ish is about 50% retracement of this 30-minute candle, which would be right above this 1-minute sweep. So once we surpass 421 or hover around here, I want to see how the price reacts, and I may get puts again. Oh. Oh, you talk to me. If you think it's headed from 416 to 421, why not call the way up? Because that's where I'm expecting it, but I don't know for certain. So if I think it's gonna go there, but I'm not 100% sure, and I buy call here as a disrespect reverse, it's not a good trade. I mean, for scalp purposes, you can, but you just have to know that you should accept your loss pretty quickly. So one thing about liquidity is usually on a daily 4 hour, we usually target the previous day's highs or lows. And since we already got that today, I'm assuming for obviously today and tomorrow, I don't think we're gonna go back up here anymore. Because we already grabbed that liquidity, and usually when you get that liquidity, you look for the opposite area of liquidity. I mean, obviously right now that would just be the low of days, but if you zoom out, we kind of already got a lot. The next area for our Qs would probably be like over here, or even all the way down here. I'll draw a box. Actually, one sec. Yeah, so like back on 12/11, December 11th, we had this breakout and we retested basically the push. So here would be good support. But it can also go all the way down to over here, because this was also a breakout candle, and then we retested it. So probably from here to here on the Qs. So that's where I'm going to draw this out. The charting on this is so ass. Wait, unknown. What do you mean? You're gonna buy this tweet thing into secretary? You mean bake it in? What are you buying? Oh, build. Okay. Yeah, cool. Oh shit, we're at 421. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's see how we react here. Let me do 420 puts for tomorrow. Oh, these are the same contracts. Okay. Okay. All right, looks like we just swept on the 1 minute and on the 15-minute. I'm gonna wait for this 5 minute first because we are closing above 2. So what TP? Bro, at this point, whatever move you can get, just take. These are way too expensive to be targeting levels. Oh, it's the same contracts. 420 puts for tomorrow. But I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes. I want to see what this 5 minute does. was waiting for this 5-minute candle close because we did get that sweep on the 1 minute and on the 50-minute, but the 50-minute candle didn't close yet. So if you go back lower and close below it, it will signify more of a stop hunt, but it's not yet confirmed. So after 5 minutes, that'll be, I'm pointing my clock in the bottom right, but that would be the closing of this 50-minute. Trump is celebrating right now. Should we just start trading based on like whatever Trump does during the day? Yeah, Purple Dragon. Everything on the 1K account is always closed same day. Ideally within 30 minutes. Ideally. These are day trades, man. I'm not holding anything overnight. Instead of holding stuff overnight, just go trade futures. Futures has been extremely volatile. No reason to hold stuff overnight, especially options. And especially with this premium. Like, do you know what 150% means? Like, we probably have the gap up tomorrow, $3 just for you to be at break even. So if you were to buy these and hold these, let's say, so tomorrow, if you were to buy like, let's say 425 calls, and we open at the same price, you'd probably be instantly down like 60% if we don't gap up like $3. So there's no reason to hold these. The IV is way too high. I mean, I say this a lot, but if you guys like trading SPY and QQQ, learn futures. It's much better than options. You don't have to deal with stupid IV and theta and whatnot. I mean, it is easier to compound obviously with options, but futures is so much more better to trade. Maybe I might do a stream tonight. We'll see. If the market was as volatile as yesterday, which I'm assuming it's probably going to be, because I was literally trading. What was this, like 10 a.m.? Yeah, I traded for like a couple hours before I went to bed. But this is insane on ES, which is basically SPY. Even just one contract, I think on this move you could have made like $1,000. And you don't have to worry about theta or anything expiration. So if the market opens up volatile, I'll try to stream maybe 9 or 10. We'll see. Alright, so you see how this 50-minute and 5-minute candle ended up closing? So initially I was saying this is a sweep, but now that we closed above, it wasn't necessarily a stop hunt. And now I'm leaning a little bit more bullish. I don't know, it's choppy waters today. Am I missing something? Am I not seeing something? I mean, this candle we had on a... Why do these keep copying each other? This candle we had in 30 minutes was really bearish, and we already retraced a good portion of it. Like, I wouldn't expect us to close above this at all. If the sentiment is gonna stay bearish, we shouldn't even come back up here to retest this previous 30-minute high open. So maybe now I'm saying that, maybe we can go back into puts. Let's see. is choppiness bad for futures? No, this is the best thing for futures, because that means you can use micros. With micros, they're a tenth of the size of minis, so it's a lot better to scale in and out of positions. Like I said, if the market opens up pretty volatile, I'll try to stream around 9 p.m. today Eastern time, and I'll trade some futures. Markets or futures is basically 23.5. They open at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and they close at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So they only close for an hour during the weekdays. Yeah, but I mean, usually though, just real quick. Usually from like 6 p.m. till maybe like 2 a.m. wherever that is. Usually the market is not volatile, but recently this has been like even crazier than New York session. But that's usually not the case. So if I were to trade futures like let's say like 2 months ago, it probably wouldn't be till like 6 a.m. to like 9 a.m. because it gets more active then. But recently that hasn't been the case. Okay, I may take a little risk on these puts. Let's see. 420. We can play the same thing. Or should we wait for 425? Okay. I'm gonna put 850 for now. I don't think these will get filled though. I'm trying to grab these at 850, but I might have to adjust if it doesn't get filled. Yeah, 420 puts queues for tomorrow. I'm doing just one contract again. Yeah, do not market buy, because if you market buy, you're literally gonna be instantly down like 10% if I get filled. I mean, the spread right now is not too crazy, but still don't market buy. Today's like the worst day to market buy anything. But if I don't get filled here, I may adjust my order, so we'll see. What's market buy? Bum 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 bum. I don't know, man. Like, I feel bad. I want to answer it, but at the same time, how are you playing with options And you don't know what a market buy is. That has to be a joke. Yeah, no, I'm not in. I don't think I will get in. Actually, no, there's still time. This 5 minutes about to close. I may adjust my order. I may adjust it to $9. Yeah, I'll adjust it to $9. Yeah, let's see if $9 can hit. No, we didn't miss a train. 5 minutes can 5 minutes usually retrace. It's I mean it's 10% higher, but we can still get filled. You don't want me to tell you what the order type is, so you want to mark it in next time? You don't have to follow me completely blindly, man. Feel free to do whatever you want. It's better to like teach people though to limit order so they can get better fills. What are these on 0DT? 0DT is still kind of expensive, but these are. What did we grab? They're they're $5, so they're almost half off actually. Oops. Are you fucking serious? It's like missed us by like 3 cents. It went to 903. Alright, if this just engulfs the previous candle, I'm personally not gonna get filled, but the trade would still be valid if you guys took this. And then I would just close around like 417.25, expecting like a retrace around here. But also, I mean, if this ends up moving like 20-30%, just close it. Yeah, so the candle's engulfing right now. I'm gonna close my order, but the trade is still valid. No, I originally had my order 850, didn't get filled. I adjusted to 9, missed me by 3 pennies, and now I'm not chasing. So I'm not in this trade anymore. Or I wasn't in it in the first place, but I'm not following. That's dumb though. $9 would have been still pretty good, because that still would have been, this would have been like 15% already. Yeah, shit. And once again, this is one reason why I kind of want to limit off my exact entries, because there's no reason to follow me 100% all the way. A lot of people take trades, not necessarily my entries or exits. So if you guys would have followed me here, you would have missed out. You would have missed out. But it's good. It's good practice to limit it anyways. Okay, I don't know. If wherever I got in, I would close, like I said, around 417.3 or just anything below 418. But I think that's it for the stream today. That was like almost 3 hours. Yeah, no problem, fellas. Alright, if I'm not tired, potentially stream today at 9 p.m. for futures. We'll see. Alright, take care, guys.